Welcome to Archer Recap for Season 7, Episode 10, Deadly Velvet Part 2.
It's the series finale.
It might be, because there's no new order for Season 8, and we'll get there in a second. But, man, it's not looking good for Archer. Let's get right into the recap. The two detectives from last week are just recapping the "you're all under suspicion" thing from the last episode. They never say their names. I think they said them once early in the show, but I never remembered it. So I'm going to be calling them Peel and J.K. Simmons. Cyril suggests that they can just end this nonsense right now if they're tested for gunshot residue, which would eliminate them all as suspects. Shapiro, however, won't allow Veronica Dean to be taken to the station, but suggests to his office as an alternative, tomorrow, maybe. The rest of the group is clearly annoyed that the detectives agree to this, as they should be. And then J.K. Simmons' officer threatens Lana with a gun when she asks if she too can wait until another day. This obviously leads to a tense situation, which ends with Lana under suspicion of murder. Lana says that she's innocent because she was beating Archer at the time of the murder. However, Shapiro, Cheryl, and Archer refuse to testify on her behalf, Archer doing it mostly to be a dick. This kind of bites him in the ass later. Lana is taken downtown while the rest of the group waits transport by van. They are warned not to wash their hands, which Veronica Dean immediately does in front of Archer. Dang. Theme song. Go right into Act 1. Dean continues to try and play Archer like a fiddle. Archer is obviously suspicious, but Dean continues to change the subject, doing things like suggest that they skip the country and go to Mexico. She seems very set on framing Lana, and Archer decides to exonerate his ex-girlfriend. In another bathroom, Archer finds Mallory washing her hands, and Pam complaining about having to wash her hands, and Cheryl taking a shower for some reason. And he tries to tell Mallory about Dean. Mallory is fully aware Dean is trouble, and thinks Archer killed Ellis for her, because of course, Mallory. She also tells him to go to Mexico until things cool down, going as far as to suggest using a Krieger robot to serve his jail sentence and eventual execution, and then he can just come right back after that. Archer is obviously not happy with that option, and points out that Krieger bots can't pass a Turing test, and it seems they can't. We go into act break on that bombshell. Well, it seems Lana is being railroaded by the J.K. Simmons detective, who, besides being super racist, implies that he's going to rig the gun residue test on her, which super messed up. Back at the lot, Krieger is taking the death of his robot very poorly, but thanks to that, Lana might be let off, as the Jordan Peele officer thinks it's a legitimate murder. J.K. Simmons detective, however, decides to threaten Lana while in police custody, and I think maybe the writers should have seriously rethought that, because it comes off as a super creepy, given the recent events of the last couple of years. At the movie lot, an argument commences on if you can murder a machine. It seems Krieger bots can record footage but not play it back, as Krieger tries to prove the murder of his robot Milkley. He's a milkman, folks. Nothing creepy there. The van finally arrives to take the gang to the station, and Dean implies she's going to fake evidence against Lana, which confuses Shapiro, as he knows Lana is innocent. She takes him off to explain. Archer attempts to fix this situation, and Dean tells him to meet her at her mansion. Dean walks off with Shapiro, and the van departs. Archer escapes the police van and goes to the agency to get a robot, his robot. The Archer bot is very enthusiastic about his dangerous mission and bourbon, and it seems Archer has met his true best friend. We go into act break. At the jail, Lana is obviously very worried about being framed for murder, but finds out Archer is on the case. This doesn't make her feel much better. At Dean's house, Archer and Archer Bot are ready to go in for their super complicated mission. Ann Archer tries to get Dean to skip the country again and inadvertently finds out how Dean will frame Lana. Dean has Shapiro planting fingerprints on the gun. He doesn't seem happy about this, but he's doing it anyway. Having all the evidence he needs, Archer attempts to bring Dean in, but she grabs his gun and shoots him. Bam! Surprise cyborg. The new Archer, having caught Dean in her lie, causes her to explain her master plan, assuming Archer had figured it all out. He did not. Longwater, it turns out, is a huge insurance scam involving a lot of stock manipulation and several layers of insurance policies. Oh, and there was accidentally a sex tape. So that wasn't a lie, everybody. Yay! Veronica, however, has realized Archer has no proof except her confession to him, and shoots him in the stomach. She runs out of bullets, however, before she can finish him off, and runs off, leaving the Archer to die. At the precinct, the entire team is released. As it turns out, Archer survived and called the cops. Veronica Dean is now the chief suspect for the murder, as she has shot Archer. We're now caught up to the first episode where we see a body floating in the pool. And we go through the gay porn star conversation again. The gang rushes the crime scene and finds the pool corpse. Mallory completely breaks down, but the remaining Archer appears, still nursing his stomach wound, and tells everyone Dean tried to kill him, and he will testify to that in court. It appears that Lana and Archer are about to reconcile, when, as Archer is about to propose, it turns out he's a Krieger bot. And we're left to assume that that was the real Archer that died in the pool. Suck it, Alan Turing. That is where this might be the last episode of Archer. Lord.
They got us.
Yeah. I don't know what to think about this. Wow.
Even their interview, they're like, everybody was like thinking, oh, that's obviously going to be the robot in the pool now, and the writers are all like, yes, that's it. And boom.
We still have it out. We still have Archer Mask, but I don't know.
It could be yet another robot.
Well, he did have several Krieger bots.
So it could be yet another. It could just be another Archer double. That's all.
Yeah.
And who knows? Like maybe the real one just. Maybe he's just somewhere goofing off.
He could be. Maybe he went after Veronica. I don't know though.
Maybe to go get the money from her.
Possibly.
She'll show up in like her. If they come back for another season, she can come back. Like she'll check into her like hotel room in Mexico, and she'll be like jumping around all the piles of money and stuff, and then all of a sudden they'll just come out of the bathroom.
I guess that's likely. We still need to see what happens to Shapiro. There are a bunch of open plot threads here.
Yeah, like they didn't even. Shapiro's gun was a red herring too.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting there. Like
it was clearly shown to us. Like usually when you see those kind of shots, that's supposed to mean.
Yeah. And I mean, they did the exact same thing with Mallory's gun. The Archer telegraphed that a bit. Do you think maybe they forgot which one was the robot?
No, I think this was intentional. I think they're doing this to try to put pressure on the network.
I guess.
Because being cut down to 10 episodes, that would piss me off.
Yeah, you know what? That was pretty crappy of FX. It's not like they have a wealth of great shows.
Right.
They have Always Sunny, that biker show, and Archer.
Now they're going to want fans to put pressure on the network.
I guess. I have strong feelings about holding the fandom hostage like that. I don't think that's a cool thing to do. They have hinted at a movie. If they have a movie to wrap up the whole series, that would be fine. But if this ends up being the last season of Archer, which I doubt, I'm sure it'll end up on Netflix or something.
Yeah.
I would be really pissed.
Yeah, this season had promise, but it just didn't pan out.
It needed more episodes, and it's not their fault.
Right.
But we still don't know who his dad is.
Yeah.
And you can joke all you want that, yeah, that's the joke. Archer will never find out who his dad is. I don't care if Archer ever finds out. I want to know. I guess we have to meet Barry's mom now. I don't know. I feel like, because they did the stupid Barry episode and they did that damn Slater episode, that's 2 episodes of plot that we could have had instead.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Rompers was a red herring, too.
Yeah. They made it very clear he was supposed to come back. I don't know. Shapiro turning on them like that was really shitty.
Well, he's at Veronica Dean's beck and call.
I know, but he's a lawyer. He should know better.
That's why he wore gloves. Aside from all that, I mean, the episode really didn't have that many jokes in it, really.
There were a few. The human breast milk. It's not human. I don't know if that's better or worse.
Yeah.
The Krieger robots acting like a cop and a milkman was pretty funny. Pam, you never rent a mule.
I think this episode's going to be overtaken by its ending, you know?
Yeah.
Nobody's
You're right.
Nobody's going to remember this episode except for the last few minutes.
I feel like this should have been a 3-parter because they spent 90% of the episode at the movie studio.
And nothing happened there of consequence.
Yeah, nothing. They just argued about stuff.
They could have had that anywhere.
Mm-hmm. And like I mentioned in the summary, I don't like how that the J.K. Simmons cop was just clearly a corrupt cop. It's really messed up. Like, they didn't hint at that or anything. Like, he points a gun at Lana. Then he implies that while she's in custody, they're going to brutalize her or something. I mean, that's fucked up. Not that Lana would sit there and take it, but still. I don't know what that was about. I just, that could have been cut for something else. I don't know.
Ray was nowhere, really.
Yeah.
Barely any Cyril. Oh, I did what Archer bot farted in Cyril bots.
Yeah. Oh, Archer!
There were some fans that thought maybe Archer bot was somehow Cyril bot because of the robotic wang, but no.
Yeah.
Veronica Dean remarks that she, is that gun in your pocket, but usually Cyril's the one that's pegged for being endowed.
Yeah.
But it clearly talked like Archer, and it clearly was a robot, but still doesn't bypass that, that's still Archer in the pool.
At least, yeah. I mean, he's been shot like that before. But...
No, even though he was shot at point blank right there, no exit wound.
Yeah. Well, it's a low caliber gun.
Oh.
Why does Krieger have robots that can bleed out?
Right?
Doesn't make any sense.
So they can pass the test.
Apparently. This is a really downer note. Though we might not get another season. If we get a movie, that would be great, but I doubt it.
Most season finales have had like stuff that's happened, but it still ends on
mostly positive note.
Like when Archer finds out that Abogene's his daughter, and even though they get kicked out of the CIA, they're still going to be their own team again. And
yeah.
But
now, there is a way to continue this if Archer dies, because we have one more Archer left.
What, Mallory?
No, AJ. We can cheat the age on Mallory. I'm sure she would still be running the agency in her 90s. But why don't we have a 19, 20-year-old AJ take over as Archer? The same group of people that she grew up with and hates. I think it would work. And they could do, she could even have John Benjamin's voice. I think that would be funny as hell.
Oh my god. Jeez. I don't know. I don't think they would do that at all.
Like, can you imagine, though? Because you know she's going to end up exactly like Archer in personality, if not all his hang-ups. And she would have a fun relationship with Lana.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think it would be fun.
Well, I don't know how she'd get all his mannerisms with him being dead and all. So she'd have nothing to copy.
She has robots. She also has Mallory as a grandmother.
I mean, how long has Archer been in that pool?
I don't know, at least 20 minutes.
How long was he drowned in that one episode? Not waterboarding in the actual one where he died.
He was unconscious for about half an hour, he said, but we don't know how long he was actually in the water.
He's cheated death a few thousand times. What's one more time?
Yeah, I also find it weird that the robot wanted to help him.
Oh, yeah.
So, that's interesting. Maybe he knew he was dead.
Didn't detect any vital signs, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many ways that they can keep going, and yet, if this wants to be the end, I mean, that's as end as you can really get, I guess.
Yeah, it's disappointing. Like, they could have done a funeral scene or something.
Yeah. But I think, they're holding us hostage, and they want us to put pressure on it for more.
I don't appreciate that. I think they have a bad track record with ending their shows. These guys, C-Lab, Frisky Dingo, they don't like ending things. And we'll see. What's weird is Archer got a huge push this year. They were in the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. Like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's I think they noted viewership is down, right, because of other media.
Yeah, but I mean, more people. I watch it online, so I don't know. I'm sure more people watch it online now, but I mean, that shouldn't affect FX much. They get the money either way.
Yeah, I wonder if they're even going to talk about it at Comic-Con.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe we'll do an episode if they have a panel.
So, how do we rate this episode? Can we?
I don't know. If we know for sure it's the final episode, then we have to rate it, and I would rate it fairly low. But if it's a cliffhanger for another season, I don't know. It's a very complicated situation.
I think we can rate it non-available.
Yes. We will be doing a season recap, and we'll treat it as its own thing there, I think. But I guess wait and see. Maybe we'll add an update to this video in the future. Wow.
And it's going to be more impactful if we do a start back from season 1 for series review.
Yeah, which we might do, especially if the season or if the show's canceled. So, yeah, I think that's it.
What are your theories, folks? What do you think happened?
Please try to explain away his untimely demise.
Who shot Mr. Burns?
Was it you? That's not actually how the quote goes. Hush. But yeah, if you guys have any suggestions for an interim show, like I said, next we're doing Rick and Morty. That's sometime in July. We'll figure out a show to do, a short one to do in between. But if you guys want anything specific, let us know. And you can follow us at the following places: Twitter at King Riptor. That's where I'll post new episodes and I don't know, show updates and stuff as they become available. And then our Facebook group is facebook.com/robothousepodcasts. We also have a Google Doc where you can ask us questions or just any comments you may have. And for possibly the last Archer recap, goodbye. Unless it was a robot.